Reclining over 400 kilometres south of Melbourne is the island of Tasmania. A temperate land with constantly changing weather. And home to a myriad of marsupials. Australia's most recognised denizens, famed for carrying their young in a pouch. The majority of marsupial species are herbivores, and they are always on their guard. For here, in the forests of this large island, live distant cousins that would not hesitate to kill and eat them. Not so very long ago, Tasmania was home to a marsupial predator the size of a large dog. It was called the thylacine, but the stripes down its back earned it the much more recognised nickname Tasmanian Tiger. But due to extensive hunting, the species was pushed to extinction. And this, the last known specimen, died in captivity in 1936, less than 100 years ago. But as the Tasmanian tiger faded from the world, it allowed other marsupial predators to climb up the food chain. It's winter, and the last vestiges of a recent snowstorm are now melting away. Spurring a different type of tiger to emerge from the undergrowth. This is a female tiger quoll, also known as the spotted-tailed quoll, and her kind now holds the record for the longest marsupial carnivore. Normally these animals are solitary, but these three are sisters, who have only just recently parted ways with their mother and are now looking for a place to make their own territories. An Eastern Quoll keeps a wary eye on them. While also carnivores, their small size means they are still the lowest meat eater in Tasmania's food chain. They prefer to keep themselves to the undergrowth. And at this time of year, they mate. Copulation can last hours, and the male bites the back of the female's specially padded neck for purchase. But he seems to be getting a little too enthusiastic. It's the breeding season for the spotted tails too, but as these yearling females have not yet entered their first estrus, they are not looking for a mate. They're more interested in finding food. Thanks to the snow, they haven't eaten for a while. And one of the sisters has managed to find a scrap of meat on the forest floor. An easy steal for the second sister. But before she can enjoy her prize, there's something in the tree. An adult male quoll. The young female flees. Adult quolls are fiercely territorial. And this one especially so, as he has just made a kill. Even though this brush-tailed possum is larger than him, it was no match for his strength. He eats as quickly as he can. He knows it's unlikely he'll have this carcass to himself for very long. because he shares this forest with something bigger. A Tasmanian devil, the largest marsupial carnivore of today. While usually nocturnal, hunger has drawn this male out of his burrow during the day, and he can track the scent of a carcass for miles. The Cual knows this is a fight he cannot win, and leaves his catch to the devil. Despite the Cual's arboreal nature, their tendency to hunt prey on the ground means they are frequently driven off their prey by the larger, more powerful devils. He can only watch as the devil drags his prize away. But he still had a decent meal before his interruption. Devils are the absolute top predators here, but they still face competition from each other. Now this female has picked up the scent of meat. The male has chosen his spot to settle down and feed. But should a second devil show up, it will lead to confrontation. Devils have a reputation for being extremely aggressive. But despite the mouth-to-mouth squabbling, they never actually bite each other. Contests over food are mostly just bluffs and shows of strength, designed to assert which of the two is the dominant one. The winners are almost always the females, but this male is a particularly large individual. Though it looks like he may have gotten a little too carried away. Was that enough to give the female the victory? It would seem not. But that seems to have done the trick. Pecking order established, the two of them can now settle down to eat in relative peace. Devils are known as gorge feeders. Whenever they find food, they consume as much as they possibly can. In a single sitting, they can eat up to 40% of their own body weight. But now a third devil has arrived, a younger male. He is much more cautious. He already knows these two are above him. But his arrival re-sparks the dominance struggle all over again. Perhaps he'll be allowed in from the side. Or perhaps not. The female takes advantage of her brief reprieve to clean her teeth. but it's not long before both the males return. The smaller male would do well to seek out other options. The female decides she's consumed enough for one day, and the big male can finally enjoy eating solo. Once upon a time, the loud squabbling of feeding devils might have attracted an even bigger hunter. But no longer. They have taken the thylacines title as the most formidable of all predators with pouches.